Yeah, well, here, I think it's March 27th, for sure, day 8. Yeah, I haven't checked in the last couple of nights. It's been really way too busy to do that, and I'll explain a little of the latest adventure. First, a summary here. I left on March 20th out of Black Lake, and the day that I left, a bad storm was coming in. It was a northeast wind. It wasn't too cold that day, but as I got a little further away from the village, the visibility started dropping. A little bit of snow, nothing really serious that evening. But the trail started, as usual, the trail gets a little smaller. Maybe about 10 miles that day. And then second day of the storm was real intense. I was camped out in the open, visibility about 100 yards or less, very strong winds, about 40 miles an hour, snowing hard, and I couldn't find the trail, but I just kept going. At first I tried relaying, but that was not productive, so I just went for it all day long and made about 5 miles, 10 yards at a time. And then the third day of the storm, I was camped again in the open, but that day it was cleared up in the morning, cold, wind chill was about 40 below, but the visibility was good, and put in another real hard day. And then I made the Chapman Portage that evening on the third day, and the storm cleared out there and it warmed up. And then the Chapman Portage is one of the northern notorious portages, long. And day 4, I made a run forward with about 80 pounds of gear in a sled, about 11 miles. I did the main portage, all the smaller portages, deep snow, the whole thing. Real long day again. Got back at the very last light. And the 5th day, it started snowing again, and I decided to take that day off. It was wise to rest. So within 5 days, another foot of soft snow fell. And then the day after, I hauled the canoe with the rest of the gear back over the Chapman Portage, up 10 miles, where I got my gear. And at that time, 2 Chippewa hunters that I had met, one of them I had met the day before, Jason, and his good friend brother, Billy or Nathan, helped me out, and I was with them for a full 3 days. We put in a really hard days with the snowmobile breaking trail. The snow here is literally chest deep. It's a high snow area to begin with, but they said this is one of the deepest snows they've seen in 40 years. And so we plowed through that. It was impossible to haul this canoe. But the evening, man, I think it was day 6 night, I slept in the open by a fire, super cold, about 30 below that night, 35 below, but clear moon, northern lights, just a fantastic cold. It's very typical of the snowy country, dead quiet, deep snow, northern lights, in the trees, no wind. And then the second day was the day 7, which is last night. We camped together. They had a small tent. The 3 of us piled in there, but we had huge fires each night. And traveling with Jason, and these guys don't keep their normal clock, and we went to bed about 1 o'clock in the morning, both mornings. And then we got up again not early this morning, about 10 o'clock when the sun was out. It was probably 35 or 40 below this morning, super cold again. And we plowed on Jason's cabin where he was raised by his grandfather as a trapper, about 7 miles north, 80 miles maybe north of Black Lake. And then I'm staying here now for a few days just to recuperate. They went back, and I take a day off tomorrow. All my gear is all iced up from the storm. Literally about 10 pounds of ice on everything, sleeping bags, packs. So I'm going to get recuperating here, then I'll make some forward runs. But I'm going to talk a little bit more starting tomorrow. I'm going to try another system where I will record on an iPhone and try to transmit that through the satellite phone, because it's really very difficult for me to be spontaneous on the satellite because I can't see if it's cut off or not. But anyways, there will be more stories, and particularly I'm going to really talk more about Jason and Billy helped me out in the trail. So this is Will here checking out, and over and out.